in both science and spirituality, doubt and questioning is not the enemy. A sense of certainty is. We create these models of how we view ourselves and view others and view our relationship with God. And they have a significant impact on our own well-being. And so I love the idea that I can take what I've seen in science over here and now apply it to myself and my relationship with God and others. I think there's a tendency sometimes to view the spiritual or religious principles and things as like they're static, like they are set in stone. And the problem with that is that they may very well be set in stone, but we are constantly changing our own vantage point. And I don't know if they are or not set in stone, but let's say if it is. If I'm looking at it from over here, then I change to look at it over here, that may look and be totally different to me. Mm-hmm. And so because I am a dynamic person, my relationship with truth, my relationship with God is constantly in flux. And I have to revisit these images or models that I have of God, of spirituality, of truth, in order to accommodate the experiences that I'm having.
Right. And you've described kind of this different vantage point of view. If you're looking at something, there's this famous image kind of describing something like that, where someone's looking at this shape, this object, and depending on one of three different angles you're looking at it, it's clearly a circle, or it's clearly a square, or it's clearly a triangle. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, depending on the angle you're looking at it.
Yeah.
And I mean, are you familiar with that?
Like,
I'll show that to you. And here's another one that hopefully we'll put on YouTube if you can see that, to just depending on this vantage point, because it's this 3-dimensional shape. And if you're looking at it from one side, it looks like one of those shapes. Yeah. And so it's really interesting.
Yeah. And this is something you've brought up recently, and that is in both science and spirituality, doubt and questioning is not the enemy. A sense of certainty is.
Yeah, I love this idea, and so I want to kind of dive in and get that conversation. I read something the other day, a quote that somebody said. So don't even know who it was. I think it was a random person, and I'm sure a million people have said it before. But what is the opposite of faith? And I might say, well, fear or doubt. And they said, no, I think it's certainty. Now, whether that's true or not, we may define that differently, but I liked how that provoked thought to me, is that, the difference between faith and certainty. And then, well, where does doubt fit into this equation? And my perspective is that, I was raised, I felt like doubt, especially in the context of spirituality or faith, it seemed like doubt was wrong, mm-hmm. And not acceptable. Mm-hmm. And now I feel like doubt is something that I should embrace, because doubt is what is a predecessor to the opportunity to exercise faith.